Hey everybody, this is Cobra DDS for episode, I believe it's 5, it is 5 of RattleCast. Go ahead.
And this is Neoflynn,
Okay.
as always.
Yep. Um, so how you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm a little tired. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been watching baseball for the past couple hours.
Yeah,
And
this
not
will
that
do it.
baseball's boring or it puts me to sleep, but, you know, I can
I don't. I always have trouble watching it on TV. I don't know why.
yeah. Well, see, I'm a man who watches golf on TV, so I mean,
So you can watch anything, man.
golf's a little more exciting for me than most people, I think.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and we can read the comments from the last episode. Okay, starting off here, we can start off with the one and the only Mike Gardner. And actually, I'll elaborate on that, the one and the only thing in a second. Because Intelligent Dude showed me something that I want to share. But his comment says, honestly, fellas, who cares? Who cares about views? Just continue putting good stuff out like this, and eventually the community will catch on. I really dig the Technos games like Liver City Ransom. Wow. River City Ransom, and especially Super Dodgeball. Both pricey in terms of loose NES games. Flicker can be annoying in Super Dodgeball, but man, it adds to the character of the game. I still play it from time to time. It's pretty beatable, and when playthrough, keep it up. Keep up the great show. Cool.
We will.
Yeah, well, we'll try. We'll try. But the thing I was gonna say about Mike Gardner is Intellivision Dude sent me a link on Facebook, and it was a YouTube video to some doctor named Mike Gardner, and he does breast augmentation surgery, and it's like a commercial for it.
Nice.
Dr. Mike Gardner. I thought that was pretty funny. Ballin' Nick 1982 says he's commented on, I believe, every episode, so
I think so. Yeah.
I think Mike Gardner might have as well. Once again, I had a lot of fun listening to this. Keep up the great podcast, and you'll definitely get more views and listeners soon. Starting a new series or mentioning a podcast on YouTube is always hit or miss with people, and I really don't know why, but I really enjoy what you guys are doing. I was actually planning on mentioning you guys in a video within the next week, if that's okay. This podcast is something that needs more attention. Keep up the great work as always. Well, that'd be phenomenal.
Yes, we appreciate any kind words.
Yes, definitely. Infinity EOC says, "Hey guys, love the pad." Oh, I remember this comment. Hey guys, love the podcast. Not to sound weird, but I listen to these on my phone while I go to sleep. They're great. Could you tell me what games the sound bites for your intro and segments come from? I think I have most of them figured out, but I'm stumped on a few. Keep up the great work. Well, first off, that's not too weird, but it is a little bit.
Yeah, you know. I think I made a comment to him. I said, as long as you're not dreaming about us after you go to sleep, then I think it's cool.
And as far as the sound bits, I have them written down, actually. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. But the intro is a rendition of Bloody Tears from Simon's Quest on the NES. The questions and comments section, I use the Mega Man 2. I believe it's like when you select your boss. It's like when the level starts up.
Yeah.
The new segment, I use the Contra song when you first put in the game and press start. And then it sort of starts a little bit with the jungle music, but not a lot. For Game of the Week, I use Blaster Master on the NES, which has a really catchy...
I love it.
Oh, no, actually... No, I'm sorry. Retro Corner, I use Blaster Master's music. That's a fun game. I like that game.
Yeah, fantastic.
And Game of the Week, and this is my personal favorite music, it's Battletoads and Double Dragon, and I think it's from the Super NES version of the game, but Battletoads and Double Dragon, all 3 renditions of that game, I don't know if they all have the same music, but I love it. And then for the What We're Playing segment, I use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the original NES game. And then to close out, I usually use the Bloody Tears from the beginning, but last week I used something different. It was Ode to Centipede from that Pac-Man Fever album.
You know what? I didn't catch that, but
And I thought it's something different. It's video game related, so I thought I'd throw it out.
That is awesome.
And I don't know. I think that has like 8 or 9 tracks on it, so that's another few episodes we can do that
Yeah.
with. All right, Rob, who is, says River City Ransom, one of my all-time favorite NES games. Love the whole gang turf system they had. Also like getting the Smile for free from one of the stores.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's, one of the stores you go into, you can, like, instead of purchasing something, one of the options is a Smile, and it doesn't cost anything.
Oh.
And the girl behind the counter just smiles at you. I can't remember if it actually did anything or not, but it was pretty funny.
He says they released a sequel in Japan. Hopefully it comes over here, especially since the first is such a cult classic in the States nowadays. If you want to try out a game like it, try out Scott Pilgrim on Xbox Live, and I think it's on PSN, he says. Fun little game of the River City beat-em-up style.
Yeah, I actually meant to mention that when we were talking about it and totally forgot. But yeah, it's very River City inspired. So, and it is on PSN. I can confirm
that. Infinity EOC says a comment that I've already read, so I'll go ahead and skip that one. Beaver, I think that's how you say it. Beaver LLL, I think. I'm not sure that's how you say it. X-Arcade controllers are pretty good with MAME. I use the solo version. Is that what you have? Do you have an X-Arcade?
I do not have an X-Arcade, but basically what they are is a pre-built like joystick button combo that you can just plug right into a PC. So they are pretty good. But
all right. Okay, we got 3 comments left, 2 of which are lengthy, and one of them is short, sweet, and to the point. We'll start out with that one. It's IV Peppy 38, Hacker 727. He also goes by. He says, another great episode, guys. And I think him, along with Mike and Ball and Nick, have commented on every episode.
I think so,
very good. As well as, I'll get to it in a minute. But Television Dude says, Lion King is the best-selling VHS of all time, so I'd say it's still popular as hell. Still never seen a movie in 3D yet, except for that ride at Dollywood, but I think it uses the same technology. It was a motion ride showing Polar Express. As for views, it's impossible to figure out. People are finicky, it's hard to get views sometimes. Maybe they don't like the content, maybe they don't like the length, etc. I say just keep doing what you're doing, keep making them, and have fun. And I think that's the motto of the show. Just keep doing what we're doing and make them as long as we have fun. All right, Goffman says, this is awesome, guys. I enjoyed every minute of this cast. You should add me on Skype, assuming that's what you use. My question would be as follows for the next week. What game does everybody hate that you enjoy? I like games that got some bad scores or hated by people in general. I'll be sure to spread the word, he says. What's a game that I like that everybody hates?
Everybody hates. That is a good question.
I think if I switch the question around, it'd be a lot easier. What game do I hate that everybody else likes?
I mean, one for me is Mario Party on the Wii, and that's just because my wife and I have a blast playing it. So.
Yeah, the game got pretty poor reviews.
Yeah, it really did, but it's not terrible, and especially as a party game, it's fun.
I had it a while ago, but I got rid of it quite a while back. I thought they could have done a lot more with the motion. I mean, it seems like a perfect combination, really.
Yeah, there are some that it's just like the old school Mario Party where you're just pushing buttons and stuff, but the motion ones are actually a lot of fun. Hopefully they come out with another one and do more motion. We'll see.
I would think they would. Maybe they'll wait till the Wii U. You never know, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, I can't really think of it. I guess I don't know how many people hate this game, but there's this game on the original Xbox, and I think it was on the PlayStation 2, called Predator Concrete Jungle. And being a huge Predator fan, the game could have been absolutely atrocious, and I would have liked it.
Right.
But it's really not that bad, and it's I have a good one when I'm done with this. It's not bad. It's third person, a little clunky, but if you're a Predator fan, you'll enjoy it. Predator Concrete Jungle. Fun game. But one that I wanted to mention is Doom on the 32X. I like that game. And I know a lot of people don't.
For some reason, that version some people don't like. But
bottom line is, if you're going to, I hate to sound like, like Mr. Big Head, but, if you think the Super Nintendo version is better than the 32X version, you're kind of wrong. It's got more levels, sure. But the graphics are horrible in the Super NES version.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, the controls are almost unplayable. The 32X version, it runs smooth, it plays great. You know, I enjoy it. It's a game I'll pop in anytime for the 32X.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know why that one gets a bad rap, but
yeah, well, I think it's because
short.
it's missing.
Yeah.
It only has 15 levels, I think, and there's like a border around your screen, so the screen's a little smaller. But that's nitpicking. It's Doom on a Genesis. What do you want?
Right.
So, well, it's better than Duke Nukem 3D on the Genesis, which blows.
Yeah.
Okay. RPG Machine 86 says, another great one, guys. I have a question for next time. What's your favorite system for RPGs and why? And what's your favorite RPG character and why? Well,
interesting question for us because we're both not really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't have a PlayStation, as I know that's like should be against the law, but so I'm gonna, and I know that's a great RPG system, but I'll go ahead and say the Genesis. The Super Nintendo, because right now I'm sort of looking at Chrono Trigger, and I'm just thinking, you know, that's probably one of my favorite RPGs, and it's on that system. So
Yeah.
although I guess like the DS would be a great one too.
Yeah, I would throw that out there. I would say for me it's the 360, just because the games themselves are more advanced and I can get into them more.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And as far as a character, it's any RPG where like I make my own character. Like those are the ones that I like to play.
Mm.
You know, like Fallout or Morrowind, things like that. So
Okay. I like Link, of course.
Yeah.
I guess he's an RPG character, yeah.
Yeah, action RPG, but yeah.
And Chrono's the guy's name in Chrono Trigger, right?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure it is, because that's what his name was standard in the DS version. So I'll go ahead and say Chrono. And I'm not going to say Ness or whoever from Earthbound. I have yet to play Earthbound, to be honest with you. So I
you actually own Earthbound?
Yeah, I have Earthbound.
Oh. Wow.
I got it in that huge Super NES lot that I got, and I'm almost afraid to play it because I just don't want to, ruin it somehow.
Right.
So,
ruin the mystique.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can always just emulate it, like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Safe. But that's a whole other subject we could get into. All right. Well, that was the last comment, and then after comments, we have. Oh no! I gotta look at my script. We have the news. Okay. Well, I've got 3 stories, and you have 3 as well. You want me? I'll go ahead and start, and then you can. We'll just do that whole standard bit.
Yeah. Back and forth.
All right. So my first story is Serious Sam 3, which I believe we touched upon in the very first episode.
Yes, we did mention it.
Is being delayed. It was supposed to come out this summer, and for the life of me, I could not find a release date. I was looking everywhere, couldn't find one. But not only do I not know what the release date was, but it doesn't matter anyway because it's been pushed back to November 22nd, which that's only the PC version. They say that the 360 and the PS3 editions of the game don't have a release date yet, which bums me out because I'm getting it on the 360 when it comes out. If it comes out, I don't even know if they are doing it. I have heard they are, but you never really know.
Yeah, I would think that. I mean, especially the 360 would not be that hard to port the PC version over to 360.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Plus, the original was on Xbox, right? I mean, I know.
Yeah.
But it was on Xbox, and then I know Serious Sam 2 was on Xbox because I have it. So
yeah,
just put number 3 on 360. It should work out.
But yeah, hopefully it comes out. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent on when they push a game because if they're going to make the game better, then yes, by all means, push it back and make it better. So
right. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to know quite what it means, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just mean that the game just is an utter mess and they just don't know what to do. But usually it's probably they just need a little bit more time with releasing it and things. So whatever.
So my first one, and this is a story that I think made all the rounds on the internet. I think I saw this thing everywhere. But basically, it's the story of Mark Bradford, who's a 46-year-old jobless father of 3 who lives in the UK. And apparently he's chilling, playing some Call of Duty Black Ops, and some 13-year-old punk, who we've all ran into these guys
Ah,
that have nothing better to do than sit around and play Call of Duty all day long. So he's getting his butt kicked by this 13-year-old and decides that he's going to track him down in real life and proceed to, like, choke him out. Like, he went to his house and, like, attacked the kid. So, yeah, the kid's mother intervened, and the guy later, admitted to everything. And, it's one of those things I think we'd all like to do, but you can't. Like,
right.
it just sets a really bad, taste out there for us gamers that are trying to, keep gaming serious, and then you have idiots that do things like this. So,
Um, yeah, I've heard of some horror stories kind of like this, but it is definitely surprising because I don't know, it just seems so useless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I mean, did he plan on killing the kid or what?
I don't know. Like, let's see. Well, he does have a quote in here. Let's see. I'd been playing the whole day, and he was just baiting me and just would not shut up. He went on, and I just lost it. And what else does he say?
I'm a drunk loser. Does he say that?
That's the only quote they have from him.
Oh.
So,
And I don't know how people feel about this, but I'm kind of surprised it happened. I've never been in the UK, but I'm kind of surprised it happened in the UK. It just doesn't seem like something. Again,
Yeah.
I've never been over there, but it just doesn't seem like something that would happen. I don't see the.
they seem more laid back over there.
Yes, seems like something that happened. Unfortunately here.
But, I think gamers all over are kind of like, yeah, we'd all like to do that, but,
You can't. Right.
But oddly enough, it is like the most popular story on Joystick right now. So still, and this
I've
came
seen
out.
it. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
definitely everywhere.
so I felt we had to at least talk about it.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate that it happened, but it fits a lot in the show. So, and the kid's okay, I believe, right?
I believe so.
He's not dead or anything. So
No, he's not dead. No.
okay, good. All right. What do I have next? I have apparently, and this is sort of some good news for me because well, whatever. But it's good to hear because apparently there's a new Mortal Kombat movie, which is planned for a 2013 release.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, and actually, if you are familiar with the webisodes that they've done that kind of correlated with the latest game release, the guy that directed those is going to direct the movie. So, and those have been extremely popular. I have not had a chance to check them out personally, but I've heard nothing but good things about them. And so,
are they real or are they animation?
they are real. They are live action.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it should be good, I think.
Did you see the original too?
Yes. Yeah, I think we talked about it when we talked about the series as a whole, but
We did?
yeah. Pay attention, man.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean the first one was pretty good. The second one,
As far as movie games go, I thought it was,
yeah, it's one of the better ones.
above average. Yeah.
Second one was, it wasn't.
Well, you have to have a specific taste, I think, to like the second
Yeah.
one. For me, I'd watch it, even though it's bad. And I think everybody knows it's bad. I'd still watch it just because of the,
It's still more
the story and the whole area around it, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. You can't go Mortal Kombat.
That's true. So, have you seen that Mortal Kombat Rebirth trailer on the internet? It's kind of like an 8-minute little video about, I think it's Jax, who's interrogating, not really interrogating, but talking to a person that you don't know at first, but it turns out to be Sub-Zero, or Scorpion. And he's in handcuffs and stuff, and it looks like an incredible trailer. That's it's 8 minutes, so it's a little more than a trailer. It's but it definitely, and that was, I don't know if that was fake or what you call it. It's kind of like that Halo 3 trailer movie thing.
Yeah.
That Halo movie that's 8 minutes long. It's kind of along the same lines, but apparently the Mortal Kombat movie is actually happening. Whether the two are related, I don't know.
Right.
So.
Interesting. No, I'll have to check that out. So my next one is Uncharted 3 is going to use another wonderful Online Pass, which we all love and hate, or know and hate, I should say, not love and hate. So yeah, and the reason that Sony's saying that they're doing this is to help cut down on piracy, but I think that's a load of shit. They're just trying to make more money. but but yeah, they're saying it's to cut down on piracy, although the article says, although we've got the added revenue from previously barren used game sales, doesn't exactly make Sony's decision harder. Right. So, it's another way that they're trying to cut out the used game market, and basically, because if you go buy a copy of Uncharted 3 used, you're not going to be able to play the online, so.
Yeah. I hate that.
Thank you, EA, for starting this whole mess.
I used to like EA, but I think I kind of, hate them.
Yeah, they kind of started this.
They ruin things.
Yeah, so.
Well, what are you going to do, I guess? It's EA.
But it is kind of interesting that it's, it's the first time that a first-party game has done it, so that's kind of interesting, and I don't know that that's a good precedent, but we'll see.
Yeah. I guess for me, any game that I'm really, really looking forward to is probably going to be one that I'll pick up on day one new. So it probably won't be too big of a deal. But a game like, like I want to get Mortal Kombat. Well, getting it used is going to be a bitch because I'll have to get one with the Combat Pass or I don't play online, which I don't really have much of an intention on playing online because I know I'll be destroyed. But,
But see, it would be nice for, like, you and me to go play or something.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't like the whole idea, but then again, you got to look at it from their aspect and the business side. It's
yeah. I mean, it's always been one of those things that game companies have hated is the used game market because they don't make any money. They literally make $0 when you buy a used game. So they've always looked for ways to cut it out. Cut back on it and
yeah. I was thinking about this earlier. I was watching videos on YouTube. This might show how much of a geek I am, but about John Carmack.
Uh-huh.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, the creator of id Software.
Yeah. I love this man, first off. But I was watching videos, and he was talking about the future of gaming, that we all know where it's headed, and it's going to be download-only stuff. And that got me thinking, GameStop's screwed.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes that way.
Yeah. The way John made it sound, it's like it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
And
that's what most industry pundits think. So.
Yeah. And that, I mean, right there goes the used game market. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
And then, again, look at it from a collector's side. What the hell are we going to collect in 20 years? A PS3 online code? Or PS4 or whatever?
Right.
But it's probably more in the future than we think.
Yeah.
But
I'd say it's a little ways off.
Yeah.
But.
I'll always be a fan of, tangible.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of John Carmack, have you read Masters of Doom?
Oh, no. But I want to.
Yeah.
Did he write it?
He didn't write it, but it's basically their story.
So. I watched, on the Doom 3 Collector's Edition, there's a half-hour video of that show that used to be on G4 called Icons.
Icons, yeah.
I love that show, and it's not even there anymore. But, and I watched the whole Doom one, and it's just so interesting. I don't know why. I just can't get enough.
Yeah, go check that book out.
Masters of Doom?
Masters of Doom, yeah.
Damn it. I don't read a lot, but that's something I can read.
I can tell you who the author is, because I have it right here.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
It is by David Kushner.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I like his name. I'll read it.
But yeah, it's basically their, John Carmack and id Software's story.
Awesome.
So. It's good.
That sounds great. You have read it? It is good?
Yeah, I read it. And yeah, it's a good read if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, well, I am into that sort of thing. So. All right. I'll give that a read, definitely. And my last news story is that the Xbox 360's future dashboard update has been not leaked. The physical dashboard hasn't been leaked, but pictures or footage of it has.
Yeah. Which always seems to happen, like, whenever
can't they just keep it under wraps? I mean, is that difficult? But it's really not.
Every time there's been a dashboard update, it's been leaked ahead of time.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm looking at it now, and it's in French, actually. I didn't notice that.
The pictures of this one are in French.
Yeah, they are, okay.
In English, you get the idea.
Right, yeah.
Oddly enough, they show a picture of Marmaduke, which I have no idea.
Marmaduke, yeah. The dog was...
What's that doing there?
I don't know. What's the update for? I don't really know. I mean, I know the last one was more for the Kinect update, right?
Yeah, and it's... I don't know. I guess it's just changing the look of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's adding Bing searching, apparently. And YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Actually...
yeah, they're doing that live television thing.
Okay. Sounds like a good update to me.
Yeah, so that's why. But I don't know why they always have... Every time they do an update, like... They can't just add features. They have to, like, fundamentally change the way it looks and works.
Yeah.
It really bothers me.
I remember when I first got my Xbox, this was 2 years ago, Christmas of, like, '08 maybe, or something like that. I don't know. Actually, that's when it was, '08. And the dashboard then... Actually, well, it wasn't even... I don't even think you can really call it a dashboard because I didn't have Xbox Live at first.
All right.
So it's really simple, and for me, I used to like to plug my iPod in and listen to music. And you could just hit the center button, and like just this little like third left side of the screen would come up with like, you know, all the basic stuff you needed.
Yeah.
It was all there. It was great. And then they changed it. And, you know, I was never not a fan of the new dashboard or anything, but I do miss the simplicity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, watching this one in motion, it looks to work about the same as the current. They've just changed the look of it a little bit, so it shouldn't be too bad, but...
Yeah. Sometimes you need a fresh look.
Yeah. All right. What is my last one? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, Portal 2.
Portal 2.
Portal 2 is finally... Actually, I just saw, as of today, or tomorrow, sorry, the 4th. So when this episode will air, that'll be true. The free DLC that they announced... I think like when the game first came out and it was supposed to come out in the summer is finally coming out. And it's free to download, and it basically adds, I don't remember how much, how many maps. New co-op test track. It doesn't say how many rooms are in it, but so anybody that played co-op and had a blast with it, we get to play some more, which it is incredibly fun. And then it also adds some to the single player as well. So good news, and the best part is it's free.
Yeah, I was gonna say free DLC.
Anytime a game company does free DLC, I'm a happy man. So.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of such a thing. Especially today's, you know, day and age, free is almost a curse word.
Yeah, especially for DLC. So, but that just shows that Valve knows what the heck they're doing.
Yeah, that's a good way to get returning customers.
Yeah, exactly.
For DLC.
So anybody who loves Peabody and Atlas gets to play with them some more.
Is that those two guys there?
It's the two robots. Yeah.
The one on the right reminds me of Mike Wazowski from Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, that is Atlas, and then the other one's Peabody. They are kind of like very Monsters Inc. and stuff.
Yeah. Sully, is that the other one?
Yeah. So, just a quick hitter there.
Yeah, well, it's good news, which is, you know, a far cry from your first story.
Right? Guy's choking out 13-year-olds.
Oh, but Portal 2 DLC, that'll be coming out soon, free. Okay, well, that's all my news stories. That's all yours, I believe?
Yep, that's it.
I'm going to go ahead and move on to Game of the Week. And you can go ahead and... Oh, actually, you can't go ahead and start because it's me that picked it this week. So since we're going with the theme of, you know, it can be modern, seems to be non-existent, to be honest with you, because I picked another retro one. But the theme is going with ones that are you know, less common, sort of, you know, hidden gems, whatever you have.
Yeah.
Well, I picked one today that everybody who has a Genesis, I think, should at least give a try. And it is Death Duel on the Sega Genesis. It's one of the more original titles because it's in the black box with the checkerboard pattern on it.
Mm.
So let me try and give you... it's actually... This might be hard to explain. It's a first-person shooter, actually. And the way it works is you don't see anything of your character. You just, all you see is what he would see, I guess. But you do see another enemy, so far away from you, and you have to shoot him. It sounds simple enough, but, there's little obstacles between you two, like brick walls for cover, everything like that. So it gets a little bit more difficult, and there are different weapons, I believe. There's obviously different characters, but it's just an all-around easy game to play. Just pop in, play for a few minutes, few hours, do whatever you want to do. And I have a good time playing it. One cool thing is, like, if you shoot their arm will, like, blow off.
Blow off, yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And, what actually got me to get this game was Classic Game Room. The original with Mark did a, which, by the way, this is off subject, but that's basically the only one I enjoy watching now. Are you? I don't know. I think I have asked you this before, but you're not subscribed to that CGR Undertow, are you?
No.
Okay, well that's like a different. It's still with Mark. He doesn't do the reviews, but it's obviously related to Classic Game Room. But they just like have. They're just like. They're like the Activision of game reviews. They release 3 or 4 or 5 reviews a day. They change people all the time. They're just not very good. They're decent reviews, but they don't have character like Mark's do. So,
right.
In my opinion, Mark's, way light years ahead of these guys. But anyway, Mark did a review of this game, and it caught my eye because he's sort of the kind of guy that likes these quirky, nobody's ever heard of games. This is like a science fiction shooter. And when you look at the cover, the creature on the right of the cover reminded me of Predator when I first saw it. So it gave my attention. It really doesn't look anything like him. But, when I first saw it, it looked a little bit like him. So it caught my attention, and it's Death Duel on the Genesis, and it's definitely worth a playthrough.
Yeah, I had literally never heard of it until you mentioned it. Mm-hmm. And so I fired it up on the old emulator, and it's very pick up and play, and it is entertaining for what it is. And yeah, that guy does kind of look like Predator. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's definitely check it out. It's very easy to pick up and just mess around with. Mm-hmm. So.
It's sort of like a lot of like the early Genesis titles. It's sort of like it's not bad, but it's like arcade-ish kind of.
Yeah, and it's kind of quirky and
it's kind of like before Sega really like became mainstream and stuff. It's kind of like a cult-ish sort of deal.
I mean, it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it that, and like the effects are cool. Like when you blow an arm off or whatever, if it's a creature, it'll bleed, or if it's the robot, it just kind of explodes. And
who doesn't love explosions?
Right. I, however, couldn't get past the second guy, but that's just
if we were talking about this earlier, if it's the same guy that I'm thinking of, I'm with you because I couldn't either. So it's not necessarily a difficult game, but it's not easy.
Yeah, well, the mistake I made was in between levels, like you go into the little shop and you can change your weapons or whatever, and somehow I wound up with 3 machine guns and I couldn't do any damage. One thing I will say about the shop, though, is that little monkey that runs around is hilarious. Did you notice that?
You know what? It's been a while since I've played this.
Yeah, and when you're in the little shop, there's like a little monkey that's messing with the guy in the shop. It's pretty funny. Like he'll grab his cheek and stuff. It's just one thing that stuck out to me when I looked at it.
Like that, yeah. I'm looking in the back of the manual of the game right now. Excuse me. And the people who made this game, actually, it's called Razorsoft, which I've never heard of them. They have 4 game, like, not advertisements, but kind of like advertisements in the back of the manual, one of which is Death Duel. But they also made Techno Cop.
Not a bad
game. Slaughter Sport, which sounds interesting, and Stormlord. Who are these people? I've never heard of any of these games.
I've heard of Techno Cop, but that's the only one I'm familiar with.
Techno Cop. The guy in the front looks like a pig. Kind of. Well, it's a little black and white picture, but he looks like a pig. I've never heard of any of those.
Slaughter Sport does sound interesting.
Yeah, it definitely does. It looks interesting from the cover as well.
That will be fired up on the emulator later.
Geez. So, Death Duel for Retro Game of the Week. Anything else you wanted to mention about it?
No, just I mean I had fun with it.
Yeah.
It's very, like I said before, it's very pick up and play. So.
And it is a fairly cheap game, so if you don't want to emulate it and you just want to go ahead and pick up a copy, it's fairly
Not
easy
hard
to get,
to get
I think.
into.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking at it now just to make sure it hasn't jumped up in price since I got it.
Suddenly
And
$60.
Yeah, and it hasn't. Complete copies are running about 15 now. Oh, here's one for 10. So that'd be what I'd get right there. Or best
Right.
offer, so maybe you can get it for like 8.
8.
So Death Duel for the Sega Genesis, check it out, and you're probably not gonna regret it. So we can go ahead and move on to Retro Corner. And another anniversary.
Yes,
We did one 2 weeks ago.
seems to be a good one. Yeah, the N64 had its anniversary this past Sunday, I think it was. Might have been. It was like the 29th or something.
I don't recall, actually.
I saw it, and now I don't remember. Let me Google it real quick.
Ooh, isn't the internet just a phenomenal thing?
This is why we have computers,
Yeah.
so we can Google stuff. Yeah.
Those are weird noises you just made.
Yeah, September 29th.
Okay. All right, that was Thursday.
Thursday, so.
Well, whatever. So, it was released in 96, right?
That would be 96.
So it would be the 15th anniversary.
Yes.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those systems that's I wouldn't say under the radar, but it didn't get as huge a following as like the SNES did,
Right.
But
It's definitely got its fair share of excellent games.
oh yeah, for sure.
Majority of which are not RPGs, because I guess the Nintendo 64 was terrible for RPGs or something.
Well, I mean you had the Zelda games and you had
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. Ogre Battle and what was the other one? Crap, I had another one in my head. Harvest Moon.
yeah.
Yeah, that's on there, I believe, as well. Of course, an excellent RPG that's on there that really a lot of people don't think of when you think of excellent RPGs is Paper Mario.
Mm.
Yeah, that sort of started it didn't start the series per se. It's kind of like a half-assed sequel to Super Mario RPG, but
Yeah, but it started the paper.
that's
concept.
true. Yeah, which is interesting.
But yeah, the N64 just really had a wide range of games on it. That's what I love about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's there's something for everybody.
Yep. I mean, if you're a fan of video games, you can't go wrong with the 64.
Yeah, my only gripe is the controller. I never did like that thing.
It's goofy. How do you hold it? Because I've heard there's a few different ways to hold it.
I put my left hand on the center.
That's what I
the
do.
analog stick, and then the right hand on the. So it's almost like I'm holding half of the controller, and the other half's just kind of dangling off to the side.
Yeah, and that half you don't hardly ever use anyway. So
yeah, the D-pad you really don't use in a lot of N64, so that's how I do it.
that's what I do too. Maybe that's how everybody does it.
I think that's the preferred method.
Yeah, it's definitely the most comfortable. So I mean, the controller choice was, mediocre, I guess. It does what it's supposed to do, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, it was just an interesting design choice that they made.
Three-prong.
Continued with the GameCube.
I like the
controller is
GameCube
kinda
controller. I like it a lot.
I mean, it's more normal shaped. It's just the button layout and stuff.
Pretty comfortable. Yeah, it is kind of different. It was okay. Not much you can say about the controller, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is, but...
So, what are some of your favorite 64 games?
Definitely Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
Is it good?
It's fantastic.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, a while ago I picked up some N64 boxes that are just boxes, and that's
I'm
one.
still waiting for you to send that to me.
Rogue Squadron?
Yeah, the box. With the
It's on its
Sega
way.
3D glasses in it.
Yeah, the Sega 3D glasses. Hell, I'll just throw Earthbound in for you.
There you go. Yeah.
And you know what? I have a extra boxed Nintendo. I'll just all at once.
While you're sending stuff my way. But yeah, Rogue Squadron is one of my favorites. I did like Wave Race 64.
That's a classic favorite of mine.
1080 snowboarding. I for some reason I just did not really get into Mario 64. I don't know what it was, but I know blasphemy, right?
Yes.
It was your blasphemy last time. It's my turn this time.
Yeah, that's true. What was it, Fallout that I've never played or something? Well, the thing with Super Mario 64 is it's my favorite N64 game by far. Well, not by far, but definitely it is. I don't know. It's just the mix of nostalgia because I grew up playing it.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it's a damn good game. So it always helps when that's the case. I'd hate to be nostalgic towards an ass game.
Yeah, I guess because I didn't play it until later. Like, I didn't have the N64 when it first came out, so maybe that's why I don't have that same nostalgia towards it. But
right.
I'm sure it's great. I just didn't get into it for whatever reason.
Well, it's one of my favorites for sure.
I think we all have those games that like everybody loves, and for whatever reason you're just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, like the opposite of
that question. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a friend that swears up and down that Donkey Kong 64 is not only his favorite game, but it's an excellent game. And I got it. I don't know when, probably 6 or 7 months ago. I, for the life of me, cannot get into that game. It's just so boring. I just can't. I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. It's a cool concept, moving Donkey Kong into the 3D realm, and it's like it'd be okay, swinging on trees, doing your thing, and it's made by Rare. It's got everything going for it. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I think I got a couple bananas, which is like the equivalent to stars, or are they bananas you're even getting? I don't remember. They might be coins or something, but I just couldn't. I kind of felt bored when I was playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of. It started that crazy trend. Like, they started that on Super Nintendo where everything had to have Super in the title. And then then they went to 64. They're like, put 64 on the end of everything. It'll make it sound better.
The originality just went down.
Yeah.
Now they're doing it with the DS and the Wii. It just quit it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Wii U.
Yeah.
They can't call something Wii
Mario
U Sports, can they?
Yeah. They probably could.
And they probably will.
Be careful what you wish for.
Damn it.
But yeah, I mean, 64, it's got just, like I said, something for everybody is on there. So.
Yeah. Some of my favorite games. I think the entire Mario series on that console just struck gold with me. Like, every Mario game that's on the system, I loved.
You love.
Like, we're talking Mario 64, which is really the only mainstream games. I guess Mario RPG, or Paper Mario is kind of,
Mario, yeah.
But, your Mario Party 1, 2, 3, Mario Golf, Tennis, Smash Brothers, of course.
Smash Brothers, yeah.
They're just all good, and I love them.
Mario Kart.
Fun to play. That was another one. Mario Kart. That's a hell of a game.
Yeah, the 64 version was really good.
Mm-hmm. It isn't my favorite. The DS and the Wii versions are phenomenal.
Yeah. For me, it's always going to be Super Nintendo.
I was just about to mention that. I like the Super Nintendo version, and if I started with this version, this would probably be my favorite. But unfortunately, I started with the 64 version. So it's a little harder to go backwards.
Go back, yeah.
But Mario Kart for the Super NES is definitely a classic. Fun one, always to go back and play.
And it started that whole thing of doing different, systems, like the different colors and stuff, and it was kind of groundbreaking, for some of the things 64. It did. The 64 itself, yeah.
Yeah, I guess one of the things that people hated was the fact that it was cartridge-based.
Yeah, because that was a time when everybody was kind of going to disc, but
well,
it's got its pros and its cons. I mean, it certainly makes the games last longer as far as, like, durability-wise.
Yeah. One thing, cartridges that I always like is they obviously synonymous with Nintendo. They come in a cardboard box, and they look better collecting-wise than a disc case would. It's like, Final Fantasy VII is a great game, but when I put up Ogre Battle 64 in the box next to it, it sort of looks a little better.
Yeah.
Just a little more interesting.
Feel.
I heard this, I don't know where it was, but when 64 games came out, were they like 60 or like $70?
$70 or something, yeah.
Oh, man. That's a lot. That's more than now.
Yeah, I mean, it was... I don't know why they were so expensive. I don't remember the reasoning behind it, but I don't think that lasted very long. I think they came down eventually, but...
Yeah, it seems like they would have to.
Yeah. But yeah, the cartridge thing was an interesting choice. But it's, it's one of those things, it's got its pros, it's got its cons.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly they last longer, and the load times are significantly shorter on cartridge.
Yeah. Basically not even there, really.
But they, they can't fit as much. They, you couldn't do as much with the graphics and stuff, but...
Right. The 64 I always thought looked, pretty good. It's...
it did and it didn't. Like, it was very... it was very pixely
blocky
at times. And,
yeah.
And you look at the PlayStation, it didn't necessarily have those same problems. But
right.
I mean, some games it did, but...
The PS1 was only 32-bit, right?
I believe so. But...
So technically the 64 should, even though I guess bits don't necessarily correspond with graphics, they should have better graphics, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a direct correlation. But...
Right. It seems like... the 64 never really picked up where the Super Nintendo left off. In that meaning, like, there was a lot of series that were on the Super NES that never really made a transition.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Punch-Out, Battletoads even.
Yeah. It did kind of leave a lot behind.
Yeah. A lot, like Bomberman, there was 3 of them, I guess, on the Super Nintendo, or the the Nintendo 64. So that's kind of a bad example, but, no, it is, could have...
But, on the other hand, it did create some, like Banjo-Kazooie and...
Oh, yeah. That's
true.
Dope 7 GoldenEye.
Yeah.
That's everybody's favorite.
Everybody's go-to 64 game.
Mm-hmm. For some hardcore multiplayer shooting.
Right. You had Perfect Dark on there, and...
Mm-hmm. What confused me a little bit is how... Like, some series that were strictly Nintendo switched to PlayStation when that came out, like Final Fantasy.
Like Final Fantasy, yeah.
And
I don't remember if they ever said why they did that, like why Square ditched them, but it might have been the cartridge thing.
Yeah, it seems like, because discs, they hold more, right? So they can make bigger games.
Yeah, and plus, you can do multiple discs. You can't really do that with cartridge.
Right, well, yeah, that's true. I don't think I've ever seen that before, multiple cartridge game.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a way for the... Because, like, with a disc, you can, temporarily save and say pick up, where the next disc goes in. But
that's true. That's good thinking.
I don't think you could do that with a cartridge.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well, yeah. What are some of your, like, hidden N64 favorites, gems, kind of?
I don't know that I have any hidden ones, because mostly all I've played on 64 is the mainstream stuff. But, yeah, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm not a huge N64 guy, but
I don't have very many games for it, but the ones I do have are pretty fun. Have you ever played Doom 64?
I have not.
Oh. Now, it's not just Doom redone or anything like that. It's a full-fledged original game. And a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. But bottom line, there's something you can't ignore, and it is a good game.
Yeah.
It's not as good, in my opinion, it's not as good as Doom 1 or 2. It's a little dark, a little hard to see at times, but it's a great, great first-person shooter on the 64.
That is a good call.
One worth picking up. And the PS1 didn't even... Let's see. It had Doom and Final Doom, but those were both already made games that were just ported over, so I guess Doom was original on the 64, which is cool. So,
Yeah, I will have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's worth a playthrough if you can make it through. I've never actually made it through because it's not very easy.
That's, we say that about a lot of the games. But
yeah, all these old games are hard as nails. So, not really much you can do about it, though.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think I'm all Nintendo 64'd out.
Yeah, that's about all we can say for it, I think.
Yeah, so looks like next is the what we are playing segment. So you want to start that if you want?
Sure, I can start. I did manage to squeeze some retro gaming in this week.
Yay.
Actually, if you've been on my YouTube channel, you may already know this. But yeah, I fired up the original Mega Man on the NES.
Oh, you have that one?
I don't have the cartridge.
Oh.
I cheated. I emulated it, but
Oh, you dirty
still
dog.
counts. Yeah, it's just easier to record that way, and I
Yeah.
can save states. But but yeah, because I've been playing Mega Man 10, and
Okay.
so I was like, I really want to go back and play all the older ones. So I started with that one, and I suck at it, like tremendously bad. Like if you watch the video,
whoa.
I think it takes me like 10 minutes just to get past like the first little section of the first stage.
I am so bad at Mega Man.
They are ridiculously hard.
Yeah, and that doesn't help matters that they are hard. But I just
So fun. Like, even though they're ridiculously, insanely hard, they're so much fun to play. So, spent a good time with that. I am, I'd say like 2/3 the way through it, and I challenged myself that I will beat it before I pop 2 in. So
yeah, 2 is
and,
like everybody's go-to, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's one of the popular ones. But then on the modern side, I picked up Gears of War 3 and
very nice.
fired that up co-op with Mr. Borderlands.
James, that infamous Borderlands player.
Yeah, Mr. Borderlands. So yeah, we got through the first little bit of that, and we're actually set to play again tonight. So
I've heard good things. I don't know. When the game first came out, it was like everybody was talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, Gears. And it's like, oh man, I can't believe I don't have that. I have to get it. But now it's sort of like, oh, big whoop.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you played the first 2, you know what you're getting into. Like it's more the same, but that's not at all a bad thing. Like,
it's like Punch-Out for the 360.
Yeah, I mean it's incredibly fun. So and the horde mode is really good. Like that's where we started. We played a little bit of that before we jumped into the main story.
Get you going.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. And then the other one is LA Noire. I got that from GameFly.
LA Noire, all right.
Yeah, it's really good. It looks amazing, which if anybody that knows about it already knows that. But it's very tricky because like when you're doing the questioning and stuff, it's really, really hard to. It's almost like a guessing game. You just have to try and guess. Like there's supposed to be ways you're supposed to be able to look at their faces and tell. And either I'm just not paying enough attention or I really suck at the game because I can't tell. Like I'm almost just guessing or going by like what evidence I have to try and catch them. But it's really good. You've got the tutorial, which is like 4 little segments, and then you actually go into the main meat of the game, which is the cases. And I'm only 2 cases in, but it's really good. It
sounds like a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many hours the gameplay it is. It's 3 discs on the 360.
Holy shit!
Yeah. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I'm going to try and get all the way through.
Man, between that and Mega Man, you get your hands full.
Yeah, I'm a busy guy. But
yeah.
So that's it for me.
Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit in the modern side, but I'll start with the retro side. Actually, this is kind of cheating too, but my retro game is Doom 2, which is very much a retro game. I think it came out in like 94 or 5. But I've been playing it on the Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
Which, that it still counts in my book. But the thing is, the Xbox Live version is absolutely perfect. Assuming you count the original Doom 2 to be perfect. It's an absolutely perfect, port of the game.
The perfect port.
It's even got multiplayer, online multiplayer, which, whether you're a fan of it or not,
Is anybody playing it?
Not anymore, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I'm sure when it first came out, people were hot. But that's actually BS because the only achievement I have left in the game is the online one.
Is the multiplayer?
Yes.
Don't you hate that?
And, the thing is, I beat the game on ultra-violent mode, which is just absurdly hard. And, I can do that, and then, that's a tough achievement to get, and then the easiest achievement, just play a certain amount of games I can't even get because nobody plays.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me of another game I was playing, though. But go ahead and finish, and then I'll pop in at the end.
Oh, okay. So Doom 2, I'm in the middle of that, and the reason I've been playing Doom is because of my modern game, and this is where I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pick Rage, because it comes out in T-minus 15 minutes, and I know that once this video is uploaded, I will have played it.
You will have played it.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little Back to the Future sort of ordeal and say that I have played it, and it's a fun game. But that's going to be mine, because I really haven't doused in anything new, because I haven't gotten anything new, so it's hard to...
Right.
So that's it for me.
Okay, so what you reminded me of is I stumbled across a little gem on the PlayStation Network. It's called Crash Commando. And it's actually one of those freebies that I get for being a PlayStation Plus member. But basically what it is it's if Contra and Team Fortress 2 got together and had a baby, that's what this game would be.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Crash Commando. It's a little PSN title.
What two games had a baby, you said?
Contra and Team Fortress 2.
Oh, okay. Well, how could you go wrong?
Basically what it is it's like the game style is Contra, but it's a multiplayer game. Like it's a multiplayer shooter.
Huh.
But yeah, it looks like, the screen is set up kind of like Contra, but it's various levels. And you're on two teams. It's sometimes it's made to be played multiplayer, and it's sometimes kind of hard to find a match. But it's incredibly fun. Like, I'm terrible at it, but it's insanely fun because it's just you're running around just trying to shoot everybody.
Right.
And so it's a 2D side scroller kind of like multiplayer deathmatch.
Well, sometimes those games are the best ones to play. Those little quirky.
Yeah, and like I said, I probably never would have picked it up except that it was free for PlayStation Plus.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's incredibly fun. So anybody that has PlayStation, go check it out. You probably won't be disappointed. And then there'll be more people playing online that I can play with.
So, want to go ahead and move on to the beloved eBay auctions?
Absolutely.
All right, so we are actually, at almost an hour mark, so
Wow,
we don't want to. Yeah, we've been babbling a little bit, so we don't want to make this one too long. But
up a little.
You can go ahead and start if you like.
Okay, and I tried to be a little bit different, and rather than just going for exorbitantly priced type of things, I tried to find just weird, random stuff that why are they selling this? And the first one that I found is 102 8-bit instruction manuals. For the mere price of $150, which, is not too crazy for 102 manuals, but I don't know why you would ever buy this, because you couldn't probably have all 102 of those games, and then, why would you, unless you're going to try and resell them, it's just a bizarre listing as to why anybody would buy it,
Right. How many manuals? 120?
102. Well, it says 102 plus, so I don't know if that's...
which means there's probably 103.
Yeah, or there's doubles maybe. I don't know.
Right. I'm
He's got them all listed, which is kind of cool.
I'm gonna open the link real quick. I didn't have. I was unprepared.
He's only got 102 listed.
Okay. Well, okay. Now the first thing I'm seeing is Ninja Gaiden 3 manual. Ninja Gaiden 3 is actually a pretty rare game, so that one's worth. Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking you got 150 manuals for $100, where you're getting 100 manuals for $150. Yeah, well, I mean, that manual alone's worth a few bucks, but I can't imagine there being any... Yeah, I remember looking through this. There's really nothing in here other than that and Mega Man 4. I see that one. That really catch my eye to be...
rare.
Worth much.
It's just a really random auction.
Right. Well...
Who's going to buy 102 manuals?
Yeah. Especially at that price. That's not even a deal. I know it's $1.50 per minute, or whatever the hell it is. It's not $1.50. Or maybe it is.
But
actually,
for a big bulk lot like that, because I'm looking at the the related auctions, and there's one for 83 manuals, and it's only $50.
Right.
So it's there's kind of a disproportionate there. But
The thing with manuals is I really only buy manuals for games that I don't, or that I have the box for in the game. You know what I mean? Like, just to buy a manual
to complete
is
it.
silly to me.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Especially
I don't know what the market is.
2 of them.
So, yeah, that's my first one.
What's my first one? Oh, yeah, this is just weird. My first one is a Sega Genesis. Now, Sega Genesis, you know, of all retro consoles, we're talking, you know, 2600, NES, Turbo Graphics, you know, Atari 8-bit, 7800, whatever the hell you want to call it. The Genesis is by far pretty much the most common and cheapest of all consoles to get.
Yeah, it really
You can really get one online for, I think, like, probably about $15. Shipped, maybe. This one, however, is a little more expensive, as it's $900. And it's new, I guess. Apparently, the word new has slightly different meanings to me and this guy, because this is not what I would consider to be newish. I don't know if it's... But... Yeah, okay, it's like sealed in its plastic, you know, holder that went in the box, or I don't even know if that might even be like a custom box he put to hold it in, but it's sealed in the little plastic bags, but there's no original box, nothing. This is absurd to think that anybody's going to pay $900 for a Genesis in plastic bags. I have these plastic bags. They're not sealed, but I have them.
Well, what he's trying to claim is that it's like a promo version, but it's just a regular Genesis. It's like, I can see that by looking at it. So, yeah. It doesn't even come with a controller, does it?
Yeah, there's one in the... It's a sealed controller, Nick.
Oh, okay, there is one.
It's sealed. That's like a $300 controller. You don't even know, Nick.
I mean, I could see maybe if it was a box, but like an unopened Genesis in a box, but... Yeah,
even then, you know... It's, I mean, $900 for Genesis.
Well, it's like original promo version displays Sega font high definition at the time to win war over Super Nintendo. No, that's just on the regular Genesis. It's not a promo version.
Right.
Just on a regular Model 1 it says that. But
yeah. Actually, there are some that don't say it. But the high definition graphics, I think, is the more preferred model. Because of... I think the sound is better or something. Maybe the video is as well. Well, it's in high definition. You just plug an HDMI cord in the back and...
You'll be ready to go.
But yeah, this is not by any means rare. This is not by any means worth $900. In fact, to me, the fact that it's new is pointless. I mean, what's the point in having a new Genesis if it's not boxed?
Not in the box, yeah.
Just seems... Apparently... Oh, the Tigers just won the baseball game, so that's why I stopped. But the Tigers just won the baseball game.
I was trying to see what was going on. It's in the other room. I have it on, but it's in the other room, yeah.
Okay, so, yay Tigers. But back to this. He has it graded by the video game quality, whatever. It's like a 90. Who would even grade this? Who cares?
Yeah. It was really weird.
Just a bunch of idiots. All right, well, anyways, like, we're trying to constrain that time, so why don't you go ahead with your next one?
Moving right along, and I think this might win for, like, the most random thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, what in the hell?
And the price is pretty good, too.
Well, yeah, okay.
$1,700 for a roll of Bible Adventures, the classic Wisdom Tree game.
Oh, what a cult classic.
Yes, Bible Adventures stickers.
Are these like stickers that go on the cart, or
that's what I couldn't tell. I can't tell if they're just regular stickers or if they're actually.
Well, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try and do some forensic work real quick. Look at that Post-it note that's in the picture.
Yeah.
And then compare it to the size of the sticker. I'm looking at my Bible Adventures cart. It very well could be.
So maybe So maybe they are like.
But the more I think it is, the more I think it probably is not.
Isn't. But still, first of all, who needs 1,500 Bible Adventures?
Who the hell needs one?
And what the description is really good because it's like these are one of a kind, find that you'll not find anywhere else. I don't know why you need this, but
Okay.
it's perfect for the NES Wisdom Tree Collector, which I'm sure there are tons of. And it's like average price for the individual stickers are going for $3 to $4. I don't know who's paying $3 or $4 for a Wisdom Tree sticker, but
Not this guy.
At this price, your cost is under $1.25 per sticker. But here's the problem: if you saturate the market with 1,500 stickers, they're not going to go for $3 or $4 anymore. So it's like he's really counterproducing himself. So yeah, 1,500 adventure stickers.
I don't know. I mean, there's no use for them. It's not like you can display them and say, yeah, these are Wisdom Tree Bible Adventure stickers, and people are going to be like, oh, I know exactly what that is, and I'm impressed. Whereas if I say, hey, this is a boxed ColecoVision. Oh, okay. That's
for $1,800.
Yeah.
So that might win for the most random thing we've ever found.
Yeah, probably. Your mystery box was pretty interesting, but that was something.
Although you've got a good one here too. So.
Yeah, this next one's pretty weird. But before we go to the next one, USA Gaming or US Gaming, they are an eBay reseller, and if you're looking to pay very high prices, then I suggest you go to US Gaming, because they seems like everybody's selling Contra for $20, they have it for $29 or something, just that kind of crap. I've only bought one thing from them, and this is actually completely ironic, and I swear to God I'm not making this up. The only thing I ever bought from them... Oh,
are we back?
Got me?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, the only thing I've ever bought from USA Gaming, and I'm not even kidding, is
Bible Adventures.
No, it's my manual for Death Duel.
That's awesome.
That is, it's weird. Man, that's completely...
That is funny.
Bizarre. Okay. All right, so yeah, last one. I've never even heard of this. I don't know anybody who has heard of this, but it's incredible.
It is just totally random.
It is. It's an MACS, Max, I guess is how you would say that. Super Nintendo M16A2 rifle light gun. If that doesn't just, perk your ears up, I don't know what will. I guess this was like, I think I read this before. It's I think it was something the military used. Yeah, it's something, it was originally used by the American military for training purposes. It is extremely rare. And here's the kicker. You will need the special game cartridge to actually play the game. Well, how rare is that thing? What is that? I've never heard of this.
So it doesn't work with like a Super Scope game?
It doesn't say that it doesn't. It actually, with the Super Scope, it probably won't work for Super Scope games because the way the Super Scope is set up with the light sensor and stuff.
You have to have like the sensor and stuff.
But it might work for a game like Lethal Enforcers, which is just straight up a light gun game.
Huh. Interesting.
So I don't really know. I've never heard of such a bizarre thing.
So you can buy this, but then you apparently can't use it.
We didn't say the price, did we?
No, we did not.
$2,000. $1,999.
For an
which
light gun.
Yeah, which might be even what it's worth. It's hard to price something when you've only seen one of them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where there's no point of reference. Because
there's no market price for this thing.
So who knows?
I feel like this is the kind of thing that if somebody set at a 99-cent price would probably sell for like $5.
Right.
Nobody has heard of this thing, I bet.
It is really random.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure like the big gamers have heard of it, like Pete Dorr or somebody like that.
Yeah.
But this is pretty crazy. But I like the idea. I like where they were going with it. An M16 light gun.
It is a cool idea, but
it beats.
Makes you wonder why it didn't catch on.
Yeah, it beats a blue revolver that I have to use for my Lethal Enforcers. But I don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, man, what the hell is going on with this connection?
It doesn't like us tonight.
I guess not. And this is actually the first time we've had any sort of issue. But maybe it's an omen.
Right.
We should just get going. But that's all for the bizarre eBay listings, I suppose.
Yep, I think that's it.
Pretty interesting ones this week, I suppose. You know,
Yeah,
they tend to always be interesting, though.
we went more random this time, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of episode 5, guys. I hope you enjoyed it because I sure did.
Yeah, we enjoy making them. So
Yeah, they are fun, and I'm sure it'll catch on. But if it doesn't, who cares?
we don't care. We'll keep making them.
I enjoy it. Nick enjoys it, and the people who listen do enjoy it.
They do.
As far as I know.
We haven't heard it. Well, we did get another thumbs down last time.
You know what?
There's somebody out there that's hating
This
on
guy, whoever's thumbing these videos down, one of these days, Alice, one of these
us.
days.
Right. We're going to come to your house and choke you.
And your mom better not be home and come. So, okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next Tuesday night for another installment in the RattleCast legacy.
There you go.
So, until next week, guys, take care.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. Identified like a robot.
All right.
They probably-
Okay, we got 3 comments left, 2 of which are lengthy, and one of them is short, sweet, and to the point. We'll start out with that one. It's IVPeppy38, Hacker727, he also goes by. He says, another great episode, guys. And I think him, along with Mike and Ball and Nick, have commented on every episode.
I think so,
very
yeah.
good. As well as, I'll get to it in a minute. But Television Dude says, Lion King is the best-selling VHS of all time, so I'd say it's still popular as hell. Still never seen a movie in 3D yet, except for that ride at Dollywood, but I think it uses the same technology. It was a motion ride showing Polar Express. As for views, it's impossible to figure out. People are finicky, it's hard to get views sometimes. Maybe they don't like the content, maybe they don't like the length, etc. I say just keep doing what you're doing, keep making them, and have fun. And I think that's the motto of the show. Just keep doing what we're doing and make them as long as we have fun. All right, Goffman says, this is awesome, guys. I enjoyed every minute of this cast. You should add me on Skype, assuming that's what you use. My question would be as follows for the next week. What game does everybody hate that you enjoy? I like games that got some bad scores or hated by people in general. I'll be sure to spread the word, he says. What's a game that I like that everybody hates?
Everybody hates. That is a good question.
I think if I switch the question around, it'd be a lot easier. What game do I hate that everybody else likes?
I mean, one for me is Mario Party on the Wii, and that's just because my wife and I have...
8?
Yeah, my wife and I have a blast playing it. So.
Yeah, the game got pretty poor reviews.
Yeah, it really did, but it's not terrible, and especially as a party game, it's fun.
I had it a while ago, but I got rid of it quite a while back. I thought they could have done a lot more with the motion. I mean, it seems like a perfect combination, really.
Yeah, there are some that it's just like the old school Mario Party where you're just pushing buttons and stuff, but the motion ones are actually a lot of fun. Hopefully they come out with another one and do more motion. We'll see.
I would think they would. Maybe they'll wait till the Wii U. You never really know, I guess.
Yeah.
Man. Hey everybody, this is Cobra DDS for episode, I believe it's 5. It is 5 of RattleCast. Go ahead.
And this is Neoflynn.
Okay.
As always.
Yep. So how you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm a little tired. I don't know why. I think it's because I've been watching baseball for the past couple hours.
Yeah,
and not that baseball's boring or it puts me to sleep, but
I always have trouble watching it on TV. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm a man who watches golf on TV, so I mean,
so you can watch anything, man.
Golf's a little more exciting for me than most people, I think.
Yeah.
But So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and we can read the comments from the last episode. Okay, starting off here, we can start off with the one and the only Mike Gardner. And actually, I'll elaborate on that, the one and the only thing in a second. Because Intelligent Dude showed me something that I want to share. But his comment says, honestly, fellas, who cares? Who cares about views? Just continue putting good stuff out like this, and eventually the community will catch on. I really dig the Technos games like Liver City Ransom. Wow. River City Ransom, and especially Super Dodgeball. Both pricey in terms of loose NES games. Flicker can be annoying in Super Dodgeball, but man, it adds to the character of the game. I still play it from time to time. It's pretty beatable, and when playthrough, keep it up. Keep up the great show. Cool.
We will.
Yeah, well, we'll try. We'll try. But the thing I was gonna say about Mike Gardner is, Intellivision Dude sent me a link on Facebook, and I can't really think of it. I guess I don't know how many people hate this game, but there's this game on the original Xbox, and I think it was on the PlayStation 2, called Predator Concrete Jungle. And being a huge Predator fan, you know, the game could have been absolutely atrocious, and I would have liked it.
Right.
But it's really not that bad, and it's oh, I have a good one when I'm done with this. It's not bad. It's third person, a little clunky, but you know, if you're a Predator fan, you'll enjoy it. Predator Concrete Jungle. Fun game. But one that I wanted to mention is Doom on the 32X. I like that game. And I know a lot of people don't.
For some reason, yeah, that version some people don't like. But
you know, I mean, bottom line is, you know, if you're going to, you know, I hate to sound like, you know, like Mr. Big Head, but, you know, if you think the Super Nintendo version is better than the 32X version, you know, you're kind of wrong. It's got more levels, sure. But the graphics are horrible in the Super NES version.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, the controls are almost unplayable. The 32X version, it runs smooth, it plays great. You know, I enjoy it. It's a game I'll pop in anytime for the 32X.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know why that one gets a bad rap, but
yeah. Well, I think it's because it's missing. It only has 15 levels, I think. And there's like a border around your screen, so the screen's a little smaller. But that's nitpicking. It's Doom on a Genesis. What do you want?
Right.
Well, it's better than Duke Nukem 3D on the Genesis, which blows.
Yeah.
Okay. RPG Machine 86 says, another great one, guys. I have a question for next time. What's your favorite system for RPGs and why? And what's your favorite RPG character and why? Well,
interesting question for us because we're both not really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't have a PlayStation. As I know, that's like should be against the law, but so I'm gonna, and I know that's a great RPG system, but I'll go ahead and say the Genesis. The Super Nintendo, because right now I'm sort of looking at Chrono Trigger, and I'm just thinking, you know, that's probably one of my favorite RPG. It was a YouTube video showing some doctor named Mike Gardner, and he's he does breast augmentation surgery, and it's like a commercial for it.
Nice.
Dr. Mike Gardner. I thought that was pretty funny. Ballin' Nick 1982 says he's commented on, I believe, every episode, so
I think so, yeah.
I think Mike Gardner might have as well. Once again, I had a lot of fun listening to this. Keep up the great podcast, and you'll definitely get more views and listeners soon. Starting a new series or mentioning a podcast on YouTube is always hit or miss with people, and I really don't know why, but I really enjoy what you guys are doing. I was actually planning on mentioning you guys in a video within the next week, if that's okay. This podcast is something that needs more attention. Keep up the great work as always. Well, that'd be phenomenal.
Yes, yeah. We appreciate any kind words.
Yes, definitely. Infinity EOC says, "Hey guys, love the pad." Oh, I remember this comment. Hey guys, love the podcast. Not to sound weird, but I listen to these on my phone while I go to sleep. They're great. Could you tell me what games the sound bites for your intro and segments come from? I think I have most of them figured out, but I'm stumped on a few. Keep up the great work. Well, first off, that's not too weird, but it is a little bit.
Yeah, I think I made a comment to him. I said, as long as you're not dreaming about us after you go to sleep, then I think it's cool.
And as far as the sound bits, I have them written down, actually. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. But the intro is a rendition of Bloody Tears from Simon's Quest on the NES. The questions and comments section, I use the Mega Man 2. I believe it's like when you select your boss. It's like when the level starts up.
Yeah.
The news segment, I use the Contra song when you first put in the game and press start. And then it sort of starts a little bit with the jungle music, but not a lot. For Game of the Week, I use Blaster Master on the NES, which has a really catchy...
I love it.
Oh, no, actually... No, I'm sorry. Retro Corner, I use Blaster Master's music. That's a fun game. I like that game.
Yeah, fantastic.
And Game of the Week, and this is my personal favorite music, it's Battletoads and Double Dragon, and I think it's from the Super NES version of the game. But Battletoads and Double Dragon, all 3 renditions of that game, I don't know if they all have the same music, but I love it. And then for the What We're Playing segment, I use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the original NES game. And then to close out, I usually use the Bloody Tears from the beginning, but last week I used something different. It was Ode to Centipede from that Pac-Man Fever album.
You know what? I didn't catch that, but
I thought it's something different. It's video game related, so I thought I'd throw it out.
that is awesome.
And I don't know. I think that has like 8 or 9 tracks on it, so that's another few episodes we can do that with.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, says River City Ransom, one of my all-time favorite NES games. Love the whole gang turf system they had. Also like getting the Smile for free from one of the stores.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's one of the stores you go into. You can instead of purchasing something, one of the options is a Smile, and it doesn't cost anything.
Oh.
And the girl behind the counter just smiles at you. I can't remember if it actually did anything or not, but it was pretty funny.
He says they released a sequel in Japan. Hopefully it comes over here, especially since the first is such a cult classic in the States nowadays. If you want to try out a game like it, try out Scott Pilgrim on Xbox Live, and I think it's on PSN, he says. Fun little game of the River City beat-em-up style.
Yeah, I actually meant to mention that when we were talking about it, and totally forgot. But yeah, it's very River City inspired. So. And it is on PSN. I can confirm
that. Infinity EOC says a comment that I've already read, so I'll go ahead and skip that one. Beaver, I think that's how you say it. Beaver LLL, I think. I'm not sure that's how you say it. X Arcade controllers are pretty good with MAME. I use the solo version. Is that what you have? Do you have an X Arcade?
I do not have an X Arcade, but basically what they are is a pre-built joystick button combo that you can just plug right into a PC. So they are pretty good. But